Hello, everybody. Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, depending on where you're reaching us from. This is Nigeria in Politics with Shante Kelf TV program. Hi, my people. Let's get in here as we engage in a discussion about politics. The coming election now, about the candidates of the Nigeria presidential election. So let's get in here, everyone, and let's engage into a serious discussion with our brother. We have a guest in the house, our brother Patrick. You're welcome, sir.
Thank you so much. Thank you for
Bonjour.
bringing me.
Bonjour. Bonjour,
Thank you so
Shante.
much.
You're welcome. So, my people, let's share this broadcast as we really dive into the discussion now. Please, can you introduce yourself? I know it's not the first time we've been seeing you on the Shante Care, but it's an honor to have you in the house as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good day, viewers. I am Patrick Irekita Jeremiah.
Thank you so much, sir. Thank you
Thank
for
you
joining
for
me.
having me.
So when we talk about uh, the election, we talk about a lot of things. You understand, um, election, politics, and life in general in Nigeria. The situation on ground. So, what is your view about the upcoming 2023 presidential election?
Yeah.
We're just going to do a quick discussion, if it's okay by you.
Okay. Thank you for bringing me once again, and greetings to you, viewers, once more. I've always said that concerning Nigeria election, that you only engage in election because it's your civic right, civic responsibility. But what we have seen so far over the years, we've seen that no election is able to save Nigeria, in the sense that the elections are not always very credible, free, and fair, and there is no justice in every cycle of Nigeria election politics. But what I think it's the main case here in this 2023 presidential election. I see most people have awoken their spirit, their life, and the very first time the youth have become so very inquisitive to know what is happening in their country. They've been engaged in different rallies, in different consultations. They want to change the narrative of their country and their politics in general. But I think the presidential election is very key to Nigerian democracy, because if they get it right to elect a credible leader that will, that knows their aspiration, that can, turn the country to a dorado in the area of economy, security.
This is your big English now. It's not confusing. What is a dorado? What did you call it?
What I mean by dorado is taking the country to progress and prosperity.
Okay, to the next level.
So that the country will have the basic amenities, the infrastructural development, investing in human brain, human capacity, and making sure that people don't lack, people don't suffer. So what I think Nigerian people have engaged so far, I believe that they are very much on the right track, because it's that right that nobody can tell anybody who or she what he or she is going to do, or whosoever he or she should support. But what I think is very key is to support somebody that you know is very credible, somebody that you know that's character, has pedigree.
So with all the okay, let me just go straight. Whom are you supporting?
I think I support Omoyele Sowore without fear of favor, and because I've gone through about his antecedents and the manifesto of the AAC party, and I believe my aspirations and that of the party, the ideology. I buy to the idea.
Do you think he's going to make it?
Well, I think if the Nigerian people will decide. So if the Nigerian people must be allowed to elect their leader, just the same way I'm supporting him, there are other people, credible people, very vibrant and innovative Nigerians that are supporting him as well. Yeah. But at the end of the day, we just want a level playing ground for all the candidates. They should be represented equally on the ballot paper, so that people can choose their leader or who governs them in the next general election.
Okay. Please, my people out there, please let's share this broadcast. Let's share. And we're reading comments. If you have any questions concerning the Nigeria election, please. We're reading and we can see you. You welcome every one of you. Please do leave us a comment so we can welcome you properly to this discussion of Nigeria and politics. Thank you. Like our present state right now, of the country called Nigeria. What do you think of the present state of Nigeria?
Yeah, well, in our last interview, I spoke about the Nigeria state and the state of the Nigerian nation in general, the overall. In Nigeria state today, as we speak, is in shambles. There
Mm-hmm.
is nothing to write home about. People are dying every day. There is no infrastructure. There is no good hospital. People cannot even afford to eat 2 square meal. They talk more of 3 square meal.
Mm-hmm.
What is very important, like I said, one of the key thing in the polity of a nation is to make sure the government provide them with the basic things that they need. For example, food,
Yeah.
shelter, security,
Just a
and the
minute.
general well-being of the people.
Mm-hmm.
So now today you can nobody can travel from Lagos to Sokoto where I return alive without be either kidnapped or killed or whatsoever.
Mm-hmm.
And also the area I want to focus more is that the area of education and the area of the economy. The last time the Nigeria government, in collaboration with the CBN governor, went to poured jig on the naira note and they changed the color. I said they have redesigned the naira and so does that not change the value of the naira? So how much is naira to a dollar or naira to euro or whatsoever? What impact can that redesign of currency bring to the Nigeria economy? So will that put food on the common mass that is in the street? Would that put food on his or her table? So what we are trying to say the Nigeria state is that most time I see Nigeria people, I'm sorry to use this one, I don't mean any disrespect, they joke a lot because you must have to take your destiny in your hands. You see the debt that the Nigerian government is owing to the or the Nigerian people. I can't say the government because everybody is owing
Everybody,
what the country is owing
yeah.
about 70 something trillion. So how do you pay that? How do you observe all those debts? So what future are we creating for the next generation? And apart from that, there is no power in the country, no electricity, no because it is electricity that drives industry, that drives development. That is why you see other people, other countries, they go to nearby countries like Ghana and the rest to invest and to
Mm-hmm.
create enabling environment for other people to, have a sustainable development and life. So the Nigerian state as a whole, the state of the Nigerian nation there's nothing to write home about it, if I may say, because even the Buhari-led administration has failed woefully in the area of education, zero. In the area of infrastructure, they said they construct the rail, they do this, but I think those are somebody who have not eaten cannot even have the mindset to say I want to travel to Lagos for a business because what is very key in politics is to make an enabling environment for the citizen. Can you afford rice today? A bag of rice? Can you afford fuel? I just spoke to a friend. He said a liter of fuel in some places 1,000, one
Mm.
thousand naira. So I do a poor man or a common man on the street go about buying the petrol to power use or a generator to do business. So can you afford the airfare today from Lagos to Abuja? And the land that one is over 100,000. So something that was 18,000, 10,000
In
in
the
few
days,
years
yeah.
back. So can you get the kind of quality food? Because what is more very important in people's life is to eat first
Mm-hmm.
before you can now have the mental health and stability to think about other things. So the state of the Nigerian nation is nothing to write home about.
Thank you very much. I just have just few questions. Like I said, it's just going to be a very quick
Please go ahead.
broadcast. What is your assessment about the presidential candidates? And how
Well,
many are they in the first place?
I think the one I know is there are 18 presidential candidates.
18 of them.
18, yeah. But like I said, the media is very complacent. They have been conniving with Nigeria corrupt politicians to make sure they deceive Nigerian people and disenfranchise some other Nigerians. We have 18 presidential candidates as we speak, according to INEC. We have, but they will just come on the national TV or social media and project 3 or 4 of them that they are the front runners. How do you become the front runners where you don't go for debate, where you don't impart your ideas, where you don't engage, where you don't tell the Nigerian people on what you are going to do for them, how you will do it, and how you achieve it. So I think the political parties, but to me, I think that is very small. A country of over 200 and something million people, only 18 people coming up to contest for the presidential election. If we have had more people out of that 200 million people, if we have, let's say, 200 people to contest, and let the citizens choose who governs them.
They have 18 already.
18 is not enough. What if among those 18?
I don't even know the 18.
What if among those 18? If among those 18, some of them are thieves, some of them are criminals, some of them are they are not mentally sound, some of them are not.
What is politics?
They don't have ideas. To me, politics is the authoritative allocation of scarce value. It's who gets what, when, and how.
So it's like a game.
It's a game, of course. It's a game of number, according to democracy. So in democracy, the majority always have their way, while the minority are the opposition. So what we are trying to say now is that the 18 presidential candidates are not enough, because you can't tell me there are no credible Nigerians who can contest or govern the country better than Buhari or better than Atiku.
Is there any criteria that those people need to be to participate in this?
I think the criteria you need, you must be of above 30 or so age. Then you have your school certificate and all that. But what Nigerian government have ended up doing is to make sure they monetize the entire Nigeria electoral system, so that even if you are credible, you cannot contest an election. For example, you saw what happened with the PDP and the APC buying a presidential form for over 40 million and 100 million and all that. But in my own party, the AAC that I'm supporting, the presidential form and all the forms were free. Nobody paid 1 naira to purchase any form. So because those are young people's party, people who are full of ideas, people who are full of innovation, people who have character, pedigree, who are exposed, who have exposure, people who can lead the country to Eldorado, like I said from the beginning. So to me, the 18 presidential candidates are not enough, because among them you can have thieves, you can have people that are not competent. So if you think they are enough, why are they not bringing all of them together to have a debate?
But that's how election was supposed to be.
Yes,
they were supposed to debate,
So nobody debates in this presidential election. No, the presidential candidates ought to have come together, debate among themselves. Nigerian people will now be allowed to choose among them. So that is not an election. So the last election that was done in 2019, it was a selection, because other people don't have money to throw around. Me and you know that the last election, Oyèlé Sowore was more competent than every other candidate. But what happened at the end of the day? They allocated 33,000 votes to him. While Buhari remained.
You think he stand a chance this time around?
Well, I think so. Yeah, I think he stand a chance, a better chance, because I always tell people that when you are studying for the truth and your conviction, even if it means for you standing alone, stand alone, it doesn't matter. You have to follow your conscience. You have to believe in yourself to liberate, because this movement of Oyèlé Sowore is a movement of liberation. You have to put liberty on the ballot, where you have exhausted all the necessary know-how. You know how to do things. You know how to do, legally. Then you can now, try to contemplate on another option. For example, if Nigeria election, if by the grace of God, after the presidential election, Nigeria doesn't get it right, you can now look for another alternative, like maybe a revolution. It helps, because that revolution is very key to Nigeria's existence. Because you can't be doing one thing and expect a different result. The countries that people are running to today, I just told you the other time, the last interview we had, like China, like In India today, as we speak, and China, where you steal public funds, is death sentence. You know. So we had a revolution in 2012, the Arab Spring Revolution. France had their revolution. Of course, there are a lot of countries that have gone through revolution. Of recent, last year, almost three countries changed their constitution. Not that the constitution was not working, but they said they are tired of this constitution, that they want new constitution and they want new things that will work for the citizens. Because the world is evolved, but Nigeria doesn't want to, you know, liberate themselves from analog thinking, and they keep electing their enemies who are destroying them. Nigeria should stop voting for their enemies. They should start voting for people with credibility, people with exposure, people with vision, people with youthfulness, not people cannot even run a marathon race.
Okay. Hello, sir. Good afternoon. Thank you for joining us. Like I said, we're not going to spend too much time. I just have one more question, and
please go ahead. I'm prepared.
And please, everyone out there, if you have a question for our brother, please just leave your comment. We're watching and we're reading, and we'll give an answers to any questions you're going to ask. So, do you think Nigeria will observe free and fair, credible election next month, February and March?
No, I don't think so.
How do you mean?
Because over the years, since the return of democracy in 1999, Nigeria have had a series of elections. Every election cycle, you normally see what happened: vote buying, rigging, thuggery, snatching of ballot boxes, and that has been the tradition of the Nigeria election cycle. But I don't see it stopping this time around. That is why I told you categorically clear that I don't think Nigeria would experience free, fair, and credible election, because you saw what happened in the primaries of PDP and the APC. They were vote buying in the primary, of course, in the primary election, not even the general election. And INEC officials, they were there and they couldn't do nothing. You saw when they want to tickle our fancy, you see the EFCC playing on the playground of the political parties. So the Nigerians, they joke a lot. They are not ready. If they are ready, we will know. And when they are ready, if today Nigeria youth says we want Nigeria to be better, that country will be better. When everybody takes to the street, civil disobedience and all that, will demand a change of constitution, because this constitution Nigeria is operating on presently is a fraudulent document. It cannot take Nigeria to anywhere. That is why I said nobody should keep voting for Nigeria enemies. We have to demand for a new constitution, the constitution that reflects the people's will, the constitution that reflects our peaceful coexistence and all that. You saw those agitations that are happening in the east and some other parts of Nigeria. Yeah. So, in a nutshell, I don't see Nigeria conducting a free, fair, credible election, because the APC that is in power is also very corrupt. Buhari can come on the national TV to say, "Oh, I want free and fair election. Vote for whom you want to vote for," but he can't uphold free and fair election because you don't have integrity.
So, someone is asking a question: do you believe in one Nigeria?
Absolutely. I believe in one Nigeria. But what I don't like is injustice. Right? From when I was very young, when I was very small, I don't like injustice. You see, all those agitations you are seeing, the Yoruba Nation, the Igbo agitation group, what is it called again? The Biafra, the Arewans and all that. If there was justice, peace, and equity, peaceful coexistence today in Nigeria, there is no partisanship, there is no nepotism, godfatherism, corruption, and the rest of it. Nobody would have been agitated that he wants to self-determination, because the Buhari-led administration has destroyed Nigeria and even looted Nigeria's money back to the Stone Age. I'm telling you, the facts are there. Nigeria has never been this corrupt right from the history of Nigeria. And you see the record. How can you, as a president, you're supposed to be a father of a nation, you are having, because tribalism and nepotism, because those people are your own people, even if the Igbos and the Yorubas are agitating, you can have a dialogue. You go about it, call those leaders of those various groups. You dialogue with them, you talk to them, you know their aspiration, you know why they are agitated to leave. So I believe in one Nigeria, I strongly believe, but we must come together to fight for the common good of the country.
Okay, so someone is trying to know where you're from. Are you from Cameroon?
Not exactly. Do I look like a Cameroonian?
How do Cameroonians? How do they look?
Yeah, of course, I'm not trying to repeat them, but I'm in
You
Nigeria.
can't differentiate a Cameroonian from a Nigerian except when they speak.
You are right, but I'm not in a Cameroon. I'm in Nigeria, but we are all Africans.
Yeah, we are all one.
And I love Cameroonians so much.
Okay, my people, this is where I believe I'll call my curtain. I will draw my curtain. I mean,
so if
you have questions, we're here, we are listening.
I'm prepared for them.
You're prepared?
Yes, I'm well prepared.
Okay, so when you're saying everybody should get their PVC, who do you expect them to vote for?
Yes, like I said, voting, right? Franchise is your civic responsibility.
Mm-hmm.
It is, as it has a law backing, legal backing. It's a democracy, like I said. In democracy, you have right to vote for whomsoever you want to vote for, and you have right to also contest for an election to be voted for. So, if you have your PVC, you vote according to your conscience. But to me, personally, if I have my way, I will tell people to vote for Omoyele Sowore,
Me too.
the presidential candidate of the African National Congress, because you see what he has proposed to do in the area of the economy, the area of power sector, the area of education, the area of the
I wasn't even looking at it in that angle. I was looking at it like he's still young, vibrant.
No, it's not. He's young. He's very, but he's not a small boy. He's 51 years old. Of
course, I know.
But by next month, he will be 52. And he has exposure. He's the founder of Sahara Reporters. He has fought corruption. He has even when Obasanjo wanted to turn himself to Mugabe, he fought not to contest for the third term. Yeah. So you see, the guy is very well prepared. He has been prepared right from onset to liberate Nigeria. I'm not surprised when you are fighting for the oppressed. We are always fighting for people who are in slavery. They will even turn around fighting you. But that is what the Nigeria oppressors have done to the Nigeria people. They have, made sure they weaponize poverty, hunger, and starvation, so that they will perpetually be in bondage. So I think Omoyele Sowore is better than all of them. But people will argue that he doesn't have experience. But tell me, what is...
Somebody's saying here that he has, I believe he's talking about Sowore, has got the spirit to drive the country, Nigeria.
Of course. So when we are talking about experience. What do you mean by experience? When you have not done something before, where would you not get
just like when you go and ask for
you understand? If I have traveled before to Dubai or whatsoever. So like what I would say in a nutshell is that Nigeria should stop asking people experience. You see, if experience counts or if it works very well in Nigeria, Buhari would have been one of the best presidents Nigeria have ever had in the history of Nigeria. Obasanjo would have been one of the best presidents also, because Buhari ruled as a military head of state in 1983 to 1985, and he came back again in 2015 to 2019. I see the president now. Obasanjo also, I think in 1976 or so to 1979, he was the military head of state, and in 1999 he became Nigeria president again. Till 2007, he ruled for another 8 years. So Obasanjo spent 12 years as a Nigerian head of state. So if you were to be looking about experience, Obasanjo would have been the best president in the whole wide world, because they have done it twice. So Nigeria should stop asking people about experience. And what do they even mean by experience?
Somebody said you sound like the AAC member.
Yeah, that is my party. So what experience are you talking about? Experience in killing, in stealing, in assassination, kidnapping, raping people, and destroying people's future? Is that the kind of experience? If that is the kind of experience people are talking about, I bet not to take that kind of experience. I don't need that kind of experience to govern Nigeria, for example. Although I'm not contesting, but we want to liberate that country. If Nigeria today is working for everybody, nobody will ask you is your father before you contest an election,
Of course.
because it's your right too. The same right Buhari has, the same right Atiku has, and Obi, the same right all of us have in the country.
So it's all about money now.
Yeah, so because I don't have money to throw around, for example,
Well,
I might even be better than Buhari. You can govern that Nigeria more than Buhari, better than he, as he's governing it now. But you will not be given that chance because they will ask you of your experience. The experience they are asking about is because you don't know how to steal, you don't know how to kill. Of
You
course,
don't know how to be quiet.
you
when they do
understand.
some
So
things.
that is the kind of experience they are telling you. Because in Nigeria today, any criminal who is not caught today, we always go to the Senate or to House of Rep or to become a governor of a state. Is that the kind of country that we want to build for ourselves and the future generation? No. So what I will say conclusively is that I know that surely one day, like according to what Omoyele already said, that the table will turn and all those corrupt politicians, they will be on the run very soon.
Okay.
So
I'm waiting for my
viewers,
people.
throw your questions. Well, I'm ready for you. I'm here.
So we're waiting for your questions, but if in the next, or you can call in. Let me put up the number up there. If anybody wants to call in, maybe ask your questions directly. If you can't, if the question is going to be long, I'm going to just put up the number there so we can wait for like 5 minutes if we have a caller and if we have you need more warm water?
No, it's fine.
Okay.
No, it's fine. Thank you
So
much.
we should get our PVC and we should vote Sowore.
Absolutely. But I am not forcing anybody.
No, of course you can't force anyone.
But
It's what
it's just my own.
Oh, sorry, I forgot
view.
to put the plus. So that there's a plus sign. I thought I did. Sorry, there's a plus sign in front of it. Let me just do it one more time. I thought I did. So it's up there. What am I doing? Something is wrong. I made a mistake again.
No, it's fine there.
No, it's not.
This is plus.
There's plus, but
Yeah.
I forgot the 7.
Oh, okay, please.
Okay. I'll just say one more time. Just for those who don't have the number, though. Okay, this is the correct number now. So it's up on the dashboard. So if you have you want to call in, you want to speak on something, it might not necessarily mean that you're supporting Sowore. If you're supporting Obi and who else?
Tinubu and local Atiku, the Adebayo, it's a Paris side, the SDP guy.
Yeah.
So he's very vibrant also. He's got capacity, intelligence, and all that. So it's a democracy, like I said.
Yeah.
But if you choose, you can choose to vote for Sowore, you can choose not to vote for him.
But me, I like Sowore.
But it's but to me, I want Nigeria to vote for him because he's a good guy.
So we can see I wouldn't say the whole of Nigeria, but I know the region of Benin is all about obedience.
What I will say about that is that you see, most time, you see, Nigerians doesn't listen to things that are going on around the world anymore. You see, are Nigeria supposed to be voting for people that are?
We have a caller.
Please, pick it. Go ahead.
Hello, caller. Okay, just a minute, please. Just a minute. Hello. Okay. Let's I prefer sitting at the dining table.
It's fine. We are
It will
just
be it will be best. It
on the
will Oscar.
couch. We can have.
Okay, so can we have another reschedule for another day to do a part two of this discussion?
Sure, it's one
When
of
do
my
you think
pleasure.
you'll be chance?
So
So I can see if I can get other people not to dash you some blows.
I
Because
don't think
people
so.
are still there
No, it's a
fighting.
debate. We can
Is
share,
it
rub my
exactly? We
share
can make it
ideas.
a debate.
I'm not scared. I'm not
No,
afraid of
no.
it.
When I say dash
No,
you
I
some
know,
blows,
I
we're
know,
not
I
talking
understand.
about.
That is a literal.
We are adults.
Yeah,
I can be supporting the
of
other
course.
party. You
You know, it's
supporting the
about
government. We have
conviction,
to.
of course. No, if they bring their ideas, me, I bring my ideas, they will compare the way. The one that wins always have his way. So
Of course.
it's not a problem. I'm prepared.
Okay.
I'm there.
So I will try and
we'll
check my
communicate here
planning.
within the week. Then we
Yes,
can have
and see
another
where we can
schedule.
have another one. So I really appreciate you
No,
coming.
it's
Like,
fine.
I think we have one comment, but I can't see from a distance anymore.
Yes,
Let me go.
check.
How does the people make sure that the election is not being reached?
Oh well, like I said,
Yeah.
the only way an election will not be rigged in Nigeria is when Nigeria have, you know, dealt away with their, or do away rather with their constitution. The 1999 constitution has been designed to fail right from time. It has not. It does not reflect the will of the Nigeria people. Even the power that is given to the president of Nigeria according to constitution is so enormous that he abuses it. The regional government, like the state government and the local government, supposed to have more power to, make policies, to drive policies that policies that will, enhance a developmentalism in their various regions. So the Nigerian election will always be rigged when the constitution is not abolished, when there is no revolution. What is the meaning of revolution? A simple man understanding. A revolution is a changing an old pattern that is not favorable to the people, compelling those the people in government or outside government and to start doing the right thing. It's a decisive change. That, for example, we don't want to be doing this anymore. We want to be doing this now that will reflect the will of the people. We have types of revolution. If Nigeria wants election not to be rigged in Nigeria, they can have what we call electionary revolution. They can have it. You say, okay, every of our election from on what is it called from today henceforth, we want it to be free, fair, and we want everything to be done visible to everybody like that. If, for example, the election is conducted today and we conclude it by 3 p.m., that in the next 10 minutes the result should be announced. So
what do you think will happen? They will announce the results in the next 15 days or
at a point in Nigeria, election was not even announced after 3 days or whatever, and then they will have time to manipulate, and they will tell you that they were area where they were overvoting, and the election was inconclusive, and some other, so that they will have time to rig the election and to manipulate. So, what I would say on the final note concerning the Nigeria election not to be rigged, I think the power belongs to the people. They must take their destiny in their hands.
Someone is supporting what you just said.
For example, the election is even rigged, and the end of the day, the Nigerian people should take to the street. We have, as we speak today, we have over 210 million Nigerians. If, for example, 150 million Nigerians take to the street after election the next day, the government will be on the run and they will do the right thing.
All right. Thank you very much, my brother. Merci beaucoup.
Thank you for bringing me.
So this is where we call it a day.
Thank
and
you
until our next broadcast, I'm going to announce it so we can really discuss. I'll bring more people from every other parties so we can really discuss more. So I love you guys. Please let's share this broadcast and give this broadcast a thumbs up, love, and promote this program if you feel we're discussing your mind. Thank you so much, and God bless you all. I'll see you on my next broadcast. Thank you, Mommy Flora. God bless you, everyone out there. Thank you.